For us, the drivers, we are living a dangerous sport. The mindset is something that you develop as you progress. World championships, European championships, German national championship, Italian championship. I want to get hyped, when I want to go to the race, I want something strong.
Welcome everyone to our new podcast. Our community of learners group wants to present one of the essential parts in the high sport performance, and in our opinion, this is the psychological part. We want to help the beginner athletes to become elite athletes through all the skills taken from already known athletes, as is Thomas today with us. Thomas Krasonis, which is a professional driver. The beginning of his career started at age of 8, and from there, with the karting, he moved to the next level, which was car racing. In the last 4 years, he was a professional driver in Euro Nascar, becoming basically the youngest Nascar driver in Greece, and also the best car racing driver in his native country. This year, Thomas will start a new important step in his career in USA NASCAR, but he will tell us more about all this in the following minutes. Welcome, Thomas. How are you? Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I am excited to speak about this topic and generally psychology, because I think it's something important, in the world of sports. As you said, I have been racing for many years, and having the proper psychology and the proper mentality as a professional is something that has helped me to evolve as a driver, and I think it's a good topic to speak about in this podcast.
Okay. Thank you very much one more time for being here. And I said to prepare some questions for you in order to help our new beginner athletes who wants to become better and better on their sport. And I would like to start with the first question, which is, what role does psychology play in your professional driving?
Well, I think psychology is everything, because for us, the drivers, we are living a dangerous sport. And if you're not having the proper psychology and the correct mentality, then you cannot perform at the proper level that you want. If you are afraid of the cars, if you are afraid that you will crash, and basically, if you don't go in with the mentality that the only thing where you need to focus is in the right thing, then you will not perform at the highest level. So everything revolves around having the proper mentality and the proper psychology.
Okay, that was interesting. And it's coming to the next question, actually. How does your mindset affect your performance on the track?
Well, the mindset is something that you develop as you progress. I started racing when I was 8 years old. I did karting for many years, which at that point, I didn't have a proper, let's say, elite athlete mentality, which is what we want to basically make a connection here with psychology and being an elite athlete. For the people that understand as well, when I was starting to race, I was more carefree. We are doing karting. It's fun time with my father. And everything we are on great championship, and that's it. But after 2011, when I did my first appearance in the World Championship karting, and I saw what it means to be a professional, in any sport. For my case, it was karting. That was one experience, that I saw. But I had to change a little bit the mentality. And since 2011, I had been developing my own, sorry to repeat myself, but my own mentality, through the experiences that I have seen in all these years of racing, from the 5 years in the karting, then car racing, 2 years in the and then 4 years in the Euro NASCAR, also in the pro category the last year. So, I mean, the further on that I developed, the better I became to control my emotions, to be more focused, to be unaffected by fear, by stress. These are very important things that the more that you are getting better and the more experiences that you are having in your own sport, then you can achieve this level, of mentality preparation, let's say.
Yeah, I heard also that you said about your father who was next to you in the beginning with the karting. This passion came from your family, or it was just you, the first guy from Greece, was trying to do this? It's a big risk.
Well, no, in Greece we have also more. We have some racing drivers that have tried to make it, and everything. And my father used to do karting, but as a hobby. never professionally. He
I understand.
enjoyed to race. It was fun, you know, the adrenaline and everything. And when I was born, when I was at the age of 7 to 8, you know, he thought it's a good opportunity for me to try, you know, my luck in karting. So that's how it started.
Yeah, he made a good choice for you actually. If we see
Yeah,
us today,
after 11 years, I think it was 12 years, more or less. I think it was a good choice to stay on this path.
that's true. That's is there any particular psychology technique or I don't know strategy that you are using to stay focused in your zone during a race?
Well, I cannot speak about the others. I can only speak about myself because I think psychology is something that, and the mental preparation is something that every individual does differently. For me, it's music and silence. Basically, to sit by myself in the track of the team. You know, we have the big trucks that are keeping the race car when it's traveling between the countries. So I like to stay there by myself before the race is starting, to put some music and to relax for 20, 30 minutes as I'm getting ready, you know, for the race. And then I am concentrating, you know, I'm getting focused, thinking only about what I will do in the start, and that's it. So
Yeah.
for me, that's my way.
Okay, maybe we can find out what type of music Thomas Krasonis is listening before the races. I mean, for the drivers that wants to become exactly like you, like a professional, maybe they can,
Also, news from something, it's something personal because I listen to metal music. Somebody else will tell me, how can you listen to metal music before a race? I don't know. I want to get hyped. You know, when I want to go to the race, I want something strong, something to wake me up. So I'm kind of link there, Vol.
yeah,
About that.
yeah. Actually, music is really important. Like I saw many athletes, many sportsmen that were listening to music before their, I don't know, game or their race, how you said. So yeah, I think the new athletes would take this as a good thing, and maybe they can listen to more music before their competitions in order
Yeah, I mean,
to
it's not something. It's not something specific. You know, anybody needs to. What I want people to understand from this conversation that we are having is that, for me, and I think for most of the athletes, being finding a way to prepare mentally before a race or a game or something it's an important thing that every athlete needs to do by himself in order to go to the next level. So from this talk, I want people to understand, you know, my process of going into that level of mental preparation, and maybe somebody can get motivated, a new athlete, you know, to find his own way into preparing himself mentally before his game or race, as we say.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. And I want to know what techniques are you using to manage stress and to stay calm under difficult times, Because let's be honest, in all the careers of the big athletes, was that specific time when probably they didn't have a good performance and, they were stressed. And I wanted to know exactly what kind of techniques are you using to feel better and to come back.
Well, this for me is a very simple and straightforward answer. Experience is for me the most important thing, because I will give you an example. When I started racing when I raced the first time in the World Championship karting, I was like 9 to 10 years old. I don't even remember. It's many years ago.
Yeah.
And I was very, very scared and stressed because I was used to racing with 10, 15, maximum 20 opponents in my home country. And when I arrived in Italy, I think it was La Honka, the circuit, for the first time, there were 90 participants in the category. Every race was having 35 to 40 cars in the state league. So I was somewhere in the middle, you know, after qualifying, and I was looking behind 20 cars. I was looking in front 20 cars. Like all these things, how many people are racing against me, this created a lot of stress for me for the start, because I think the start is the most difficult part of a race. To escape everything that is happening, all the crashes on the first corner, you know. So what I want to say about experience, when I did my first start, I went slowly. I wasn't aggressive. I just wanted to go through the first corner, to all good. Okay, now I can race. The more starts that I did over and over and over again, I realized that it's a procedure where if you are calm, it's easier to navigate through everything. Because when you are calm, whatever is happening in front of you, from crashing and everything, you can see more clearly, and your reaction will be faster instead of being stressed. You know what is happening, where I am going. When you are calm and you see something, your brain automatically will give you the sense of in order to avoid that type of accident, let's say, in the circuit. So the more I have been racing, the more race starts that I did, the more experience I got with where to position myself and how to start. And this allowed me to become more calm and more relaxed when I upgrade racing start, with the cars. So for me, experience is important. Racing over and over and over again, I'm trying to know your resume, if you want to say it like this, is a racing resume. But for other sports, it can be, speaking with somebody. I'm doing a sport when I am by myself. I don't have
An individual one, yeah.
I have a team, but my team are my mechanics. I don't have somebody who is sitting in the car with me. I don't speak with other people before my race. It's not football or basketball, so I cannot speak about these sports because it's completely different. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
So for individual sports, I think experience, to get used to the procedure of the race or the game or whatever you are doing as an individual. The more used to you are, the easier it comes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the people that are watching this podcast, and especially the athletes, the beginner athletes that wants to become better and better with good performance, I think they need to understand that being patient is one of the most important factors in order to become, uh, I don't know, performance athlete. Because you need to take it step by step, even though are coming difficult times in your career. I think you need just to train more, to stay focused more, and to try to become better and better every day. As we,
I agree on this. Every sport is having its unlucky moments. For us, it's you can crash, the car can break down, you can have a lot of mechanical failures, you can maybe make a mistake in the start. There are so many factors that can give you a bad result. The thing is, the more you are racing and you are focused and doing your job correctly, then you will see that the bad results don't so much. And what I mean, how to explain properly. Instead of being afraid, of making a mistake, you need to be patient and know that every race, every experience that you get is making you better. And the next time that you are in the circuit, you need to go better. You don't have to be perfect from the first race that you will be in the circuit. That's the whole point. So, of course, you will have an accident. Of course, you will have a crash. But the thing is to say, okay, it happened. We need to move forward. We have a season, more races to go. We have a season to complete. Such a whole team mentality. Never stick on something and get stuck on something that happens momentarily, because then it's the future involved.
okay. And are there any psychological techniques or strategies that you have learned from other drivers? Like
Well,
a bigger driver than you, maybe sometimes is telling you do that or do, in a way or in another way. Maybe you can tell us something about this?
well, I have some examples. Like I was lucky to have as my teammate Jacques Villeneuve, who is a Formula One world champion. He was a teammate of mine in the previous Euro, not previous, in the previous. No, 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, he was my teammate. It doesn't matter, but the point is, what I explained before, that for every person, every individual, it's something different. Jacques Villeneuve was living and eating licorice, the sweet from Canada,
Yeah.
like very sweet, like a candy bar, a long one. So he was eating that thing and he was relaxing, in a chair eating that thing before the race. My boss, Alex Krasonis, and my former boss, who was the team owner, before the race, he was just sitting in the car like 20 minutes before the race, just being ready already in the car, focusing completely dressed with his races. So yeah, I don't know, every tactic is different for each person. You need to find something that you enjoy doing and that is giving you a good feeling.
Yeah.
For somebody it can be the sweet, the licorice. For me, it can be the music. For you, it can be having a small ball and hitting it in the wall. Something. It doesn't matter. You need to find that thing that is making you calm and happy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And what advice would you give to a beginner athlete who wants to use sports psychology to become an elite athlete? If you have a specific advice.
Specific thing. Never be disappointed. Race and do your sport over and over again. Practice a lot. Try to find something that motivates you, and try to find also something that you can use as a tool to calm down and go into the zone. Let's say the racing state that you need to be. This is my advice.
Okay, and here is coming to the last question of this podcast. Are there any key traits that you believe are essential for a beginner athlete to have in order to make the most of sports psychology?
The key trait is what I mentioned also before. To move forward, to move on. Whoever doesn't get stuck on small things and small details or setbacks that are happening, that is the one who will go forward with his career. If a crash or an accident in your sport doesn't set you back, and you don't stay with the mentality that, oh, what happened? Oh, I'm unlucky. If you don't have this mentality, then it's good. It's a very good thing. You need to move forward from this, and that is how you improve. You get only the positives, and you keep the negatives as a reminder of what not to do, not as a nightmare, every time to think about what happened in the past. That is the important thing, to move forward, always.
Okay, as you mentioned the positive things, we hope that the people that watch this podcast and the athlete that wants to become, on an elite top in any sport, we hope that you can take something as an advice from this podcast, and maybe you can learn some more things, and that you can apply in your career. And yeah, we wanted to thank you very much for being here today, Thomas. It was amazing to have you here. Also, your experience, your advices were great, and I really appreciate that I know you, and I hope I will see you the champion of USA Nascar.
Thank you very much, Vladdy, and I hope what you said also, that everybody who watches this podcast is motivated, or he can find at least his way on becoming an elite sport athlete with a proper mentality. So again, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. That was our podcast for today. At some point, we're going to make another podcast in our community of learners group with other big athletes, but from other sports, because we want to have a diverse place where even if you're a football player, swimmer, or a NASCAR driver, and you can learn some new things from us. And stay tuned and see you next time.